Say again. Say cheese. William is escorting me around the house. This is the night after the party, or the morning after the party. Everybody had a blast. It was a huge success. This is where the little babies hung out when they needed to be watched, so they wasn't in the way of the adults. So, and let's head on downstairs to where the party was happening at yesterday. I didn't get to take a lot of photos and videos of everything ahead of time because we were like putting stuff together, but this is going down the stairs to Party Central, the decade party for 2012. Shannon's decorations were immaculate once again. See the record scene setters all over the walls. This is the walls going down the stairs here. And that's an overview of our 70s room coming down to it. I'll go aim back up this way in just a second. There were lights everywhere. I don't know if y'all can see that right now, but the lasers are still on. Let me see if I can zoom in and see if y'all can see it as they pass by. See little green dots that keep flying through the screen area? At nighttime, that was extremely cool. Let's see, I don't know if y'all can really see that good. I'm zooming too close into just one tile. Yeah, they're flying across. It looks much better at nighttime. You have to see it. You have to be there. Alright, so that's going back up the stairway. Setting the scene there. Okay. Now we're coming down. Let's go down this way first. We're going to go on down. Stop, William. Stop. We're going down to the 50s room. The kitchen was our 50s decade. Look, there's some liquor still out here. The 50s was our feature room because this is where all the food was. And we had cupcakes designed to look like peace signs and different stuff on there. That was pretty cool. That's the remnants of it. Alright. Still see some of the decorations there. And on the television and the refrigerator we had the decade you were born, the 50s. That was playing, so as people walked by they could kind of get the ambiance and see what was happening in the 50s here. Playing on the television that's in the refrigerator. Alright, so more records all on the walls. Trying not to be spastic, I'm still a little tipsy from last night. There's some of Shannon's decorations all over. And we have food kind of set out. And here's kind of what I did. Took a bite from my daughter's party and put the signs up that signify the foods of the decade. So in the 90s, it was all about supersized me. That was kind of like the theme of the 90s. So over in this section, we had burgers and kind of dollar menu stuff, but just to kind of signify that that's the kind of foods that were eaten in the 90s. Here's another cake that we designed. I made that graphic on it, and they put it on the top of it. And it's actually not a cake; it's cupcakes, but we put it in the shape of a cake. So that's why it's still kind of holding together nicely. I don't know if you can see that cupcake underneath there. Oh, there was some stuff for the daiquiris. So we had a couple different blenders going for daiquiris and margaritas. And then we had the big boy going right here. There's still some remnants there. And it shaves the ice up there and mixes it in here, and it has the same consistency as the restaurants and stuff, but that was very nice. And so here's our 70s table. There's a lot of 70s food here. And for the average person, 70s was kind of hard times. You know, gas lines was real long and everything, so you ate what you could eat. So on this table we had chips and dip and cups of noodles and stuff. But that just kind of signified the 70s. It was kind of all over the place depending on what your station was in life. And our 80s table over here. And the 80s, you know, we had platter type foods. So we had lots of platter type foods that were over here on the 80s table. Anything that could be microwaved was on this table. There you go with the boombox, rocking that. Here's our 60s table. 60s table was so, leave that alone. Leave that alone, William. We'll get over there in just a second. 60s table was fondue and all kind of nice soul food type stuff. And here's our punch bowl thing. There's still some remnants of that left in there. The 50s table was the table that was on. This is where all the barbecue stuff was. The 50s was the decade where everybody was kind of moving out to the suburbs. They could afford a house for the first time after the war. And so they had backyard barbecues and stuff a lot more in the 50s than they had ever had at any other time. So we had ribs, chicken, everything on this table. So this table was the flyest table of them all. Now let me kind of take a step back so you can see decorations in this room. So we had scene setters all over the walls to kind of give you the feel of the 50s. Jukebox was rolling in here. There you go. And then I created this little store just to kind of give you the feel of what the 50s was like. It was a little general store. We cleared out the pantry and just hooked it up like this. That's how we rolled. And there's stuff on for sale in here. We wasn't really selling it, but you know, we wanted it to look like there's a little general store up in here. And on each shelf there was candy of all types, cookies. And y'all might recognize some of our favorites, Big Whoppers and Fun Dip, Pop Rocks. I know y'all remember them. You know, the myth about if you eat some Pop Rocks and drink some sodas, you're gonna explode. There's some Big League Chew over there. We had some sodas from back in the day, vintage soda pop. Y'all don't know nothing about that. A lot of this stuff we had to order. But yeah, Tootsie Rolls, penny candy, double bubble gum. The bubble gum, I don't know if y'all youngsters remember that, but you open it up and it had a cartoon in it every single time. So you hook yourself up with the cartoon. Some butterscotch. So let me step back so you can get another view of this room. This was our 50s room. Even the ceiling, we had it hooked up all the way to the ceiling. Alright, so we had a 60s table. With food all on that. You see the remnants. A 50s table. That was probably one of the most popular ones. On the 60s table, it was kind of rocking though. We had one of our friends, Corley, and she had some curry chicken and I don't know the name of some of the other stuff, but it was rocking. We still got some leftovers, so I'm going to be grubbing in a minute. And then our 80s table, 70s table, still some stuff still sitting out. And of course, we made virgin and regular daiquiris over here. And our 90s supersized me. We had the burgers and stuff sitting out. The young folks like that a little bit, and some subs and stuff. So there's our 50s room. All the way down to the TV that was playing in the background. Now we're heading out into Party Central. This was the 70s room out here. This was our disco setting out here. We had the floor cleared. And let's see if I can follow some of these lasers. Here's a spot where they're coming around. There you go. Y'all can see that? There we go. You can see it a little bit. There's my main squeeze. But this 70s room, authentic records are on the wall, y'all. Yes, this is not some fake stuff. This is real records. Hall & Oates, RCA, Judy Collins, Paul Lukakis. Real records decorate. My baby did it up. Now those are some plastic ones over there. But hey, there they are. The couple of the year. But this was the disco party over here. Decorations abound. There's William escorting me around again. And we did it from the floor to the ceiling in this room too. Look over here, we got the disco ball that was rolling, shooting out lights. There you go, it came on right on cue. Now check this out here. Some little bitty speakers going. and going along with the music. I love those. My wife paid attention to detail a lot, so I want to commend you, baby. You did a wonderful job. On the 70s, we had this disc playing here. The decade you were born, playing on the big 3D TV. There we go. The decade you were born, the 70s. And that was playing. This is where we had our games and contests that we played. We gave away some nice little bitty prizes and stuff. And here we go again. All authentic 45s. What y'all youngsters know about that? Rod Stewart on the wall. Roger Orchestra. Richard Marx.
And house people.
There's Sean helping us to clean up. She made a big interest last night. Yeah, so this is our 70s room. Just gonna take one more view. There's my laser up there just so y'all see. That's what was lighting up the dance floor. And the pool area was where the after party was at. There's my daughter's cat, Billy Ryder. And this is where we had our drinks and stuff, some sodas and everything. And we had a little fire pit going last night for the after party. We had this one for heat, even though we don't need it here in Florida. Sorry y'all up north. Yeah, it did feel good. It was a little nippy. And then we had
Come to me.
this fire pit going, and this is where everybody kind of roasted marshmallows right here. So
Come on, let's want some marshmallows.
the after party was rocking. The pool was open. Nobody got in though because it was a little chilly. We just kind of sat out here and drank and sat by the fire talking stories and everything. We let Billy outside and he roamed around, had a good time last night, or she, I'm not sure what she is. That's my daughter's kitty. So back in, coming back through Party Central, our 70s room. And yes, I had the big Bose speakers going. So the little music was just kind of for background noise. There's our 50s room, back in there. And we heading back out this way, because we had a good one for every decade now. Let's kind of get a picture of the ambience of how the decorations are set up. The walls were done up. The banisters, there's lights everywhere. Almost like Christmas. Now, here's our 60s room. This was our pride and joy right here too. So, because the bar is in the 60s room. And I didn't feel like being a bartender all night long, so I got the bartender in the box. And it can make up to 48 different mixed drinks, and this was filled up a couple of times last night. Everybody got their drink on with mixed drinks, with daiquiris, and the alcohol was abound. We only got a little bit sitting out here. But I want to show y'all something. And whoever did it, they're going to see this, and you need to be praying to Jesus and ask for forgiveness. But we had 2 bottles of Hypnotic up here last night. And one of them mysteriously disappeared before the night was over with. Y'all was nice enough to leave us one, but that's just some trifling ghetto shit. Just so y'all know. The drinks was free on the bar. People, free. We provided for everybody. You're going to steal a whole bottle of Hypnotic. So, but this was our 60s room. And over this way was our retro game area. Well, let's look at the walls first here so y'all can kind of see. Retro games in here. Alright, and over here we had Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and there's a cutesy story about this right here. After everybody had kind of walked around and saw everything, we played some games in there, trivia stuff. And I made one of the games extremely hard and difficult. And I said, yeah, we're going to win a Rock'em Sock'em Robot if whoever wins this game. And of course, they didn't win this Rock'em Sock'em Robot. It was little miniature finger Rock'em Sock'em Robots. It was cool, but everybody got a real big laugh from that. Got the Easy Bake Oven, original Cabbage Patch Dolls over here, the Smurfs. And if y'all notice, these are toys that are representing every decade. You got the Beanie Babies. You got the, I'm having a brain fart now. Viewmaster, yeah. Magic 8 Ball, Jacks, Silly Putty, Yo-Yos, the Slinky. And then, of course, the Light Bright. I don't know how many of y'all remember that one. That was cool. And we found this lamp that kind of matched the Light Bright, so we thought that would add to the decor that was in here. We got the Etch-a-Sketch, Ode to Mitt Romney. This is an original in the original box. We got Alice from the Brady Bunch. Did anybody know what Alice's last name was on the show? All I know is Alice. And we got Buzz Lightyear from the 90s, and we got Barney. Marilyn sitting in the background adding to the decor of the room. And of course, through that way, you can see the 50s room once again. That was where the food was. But it was blocked off by that table there. Clear separation of the rooms. And so over here, in our 60s room, we're still in here. Bars over that way. We got everything kind of laid out over here, and we got Operation. Everybody kind of took their hand at that. Nobody could do it. Hungry Hippo. Just kind of laid out next to the chess set. Had a fog machine going on in here, just some light fog to add to the 60s atmosphere, kind of in the corner with a timer, letting out some fog every now and then. But there's that 60s mix. Lava lamp, rocking it. Disco ball in here too, you know, psychedelic stuff. And another one of the speakers with water in them that was sitting in the background, kind of adding to the ambience of the room. Some more 60s mix, another lava lamp. And this is one of my favorite things in here. I actually sit and listen to this when there's nobody here, no music on, because it's peaceful. Seeing the light kind of flickering. Letting it make one full rotation there. So there was my main squeeze kind of guarding the dough. My other one, Shannon, she guarded the flow. And this is the front door here, where everybody came through. And they came into this area, and this is what greeted them as they came in. Well, actually, let's go outside and I'll show you what greeted them in just a second. But this is kind of going into the whole house there. You can see this is the front door. I'm looking in from the front door. And got the fish tank rocking over here. So before we go to the other rooms, I'm going to show you how everybody was greeted as they came in. I don't know if Shannon ever named her mannequin, but she's been to 2 parties now, and she's guarded the door very well. My business partner, Paul, he pointed out that she's kind of rocking a big old butt. I don't know why they make mannequins like that, but whatever. That's the shout out to Paul. All right, so, hey Shan, there's something at the door here.
Yeah, my 60 sign that's late.
Oh.
That's why I left today.
Now somebody playing a cruel prank on me and put this in my yard. Sean, thank you very much. But this is how they were greeted when they came up the walkway here. I got a spotlight on the ground right here. So it was nighttime when people were showing up. And we had a couple of signs. We had a flame lit up right there. The police only had to stop by one time last night. We had so many cars out here, and somebody was parked away from the curb about 3 or 4 feet, so he had to have 2 cars just parked correctly, that's all. But we had no problems at all with them,
My
so it was very nice.
sign is what just came in the mail today.
60 sign was late,
Sign.
so
Should I get my money back?
no, keep it for next
I'm
time.
not happy that it was late. And I'm not happy that my 90s stuff.
Check this out.
Look, this sign should have been there. Make love, not war. Peace, brother.
You're so silly.
But this is how they were greeted when they came in. There was
Check this out. These are so
up in the window up there a jukebox, and they came in, and Shannon kind of did it up to where you walk in and it's a little overwhelming the way everything was kind of hooked up. You walk in and you look to your left and all of that's over there in the 60s room. And we're gonna go out there to the 80s because that was kind of rocking too, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, you come in here and this is our 90s room. The photo booth was set up in here. There is my television, 3D TV. I want to show y'all something because some of y'all may not have seen this, but I like this. This is one of my little boy toys. See how it's going up and down? It's going down now for stowaway, and it looks like it turns into a regular stand. But the photo booth was set up in here, and the entire night long the guests could take as many photos as they wanted, and those will be posted up online too. And they can take the strips home with them, you know, just like you see at the mall, the little photo booth at the mall. And we get a disc at the end of the night of every single photo that was taken by every guest. So those will be up for y'all to view. So I'm gonna let this go back up from stand mode to viewing mode. But on this TV, we had commercials playing for health and beauty and cigarettes, just to show you kind of the retro stuff that was going on back then. And then of course, well, I don't know if y'all have ever seen my guest room. This is where my guests stay when they stay over one of my guest rooms. And up there is a projector. And on this wall over here was projected some additional commercials, retro stuff. So we had ambiance in every single room. I'm gonna turn some light on now so you can get a bigger view of what everything kind of looked like in here last night. But this is Shannon's doing here. Guest room. They come in and they can kind of chill out like kings and queens when they come visit the Stewarts. But last night it was our 90s room, and the projectors were going, the wall was lit up with commercials, and one of our three 3D TVs, we got 3 of them throughout the entire house, and this one had commercials on it. Okay, so we're leaving the 90s room, going back out to this area, and the 80s room is where one of Brianna's friends named Gordon. Thanks a lot, Gordon, for coming out and showing us some love. Gordon was a DJ last night, and he had the 80s room. This is going towards the 80s room now. He had the 80s room technoed down. He did a techno rave type set for our 80s room. So this is going to the 80s room. There's a laundry room over this way and another bathroom. We had all the doors kind of laid out, kind of that 80s feel. Tape cassettes, y'all youngsters don't know nothing about that. If y'all know what this part right here was for, that was for a pencil to go in there to straighten your tape cassette out when it messed up. But 80s for me, I don't know about everybody else, but 80s for me was all about arcades and going to the arcade and putting your quarter up there and playing all day long if you was that good. So there's some Space Invaders. And because 80s was about arcades, I'm going to go straight to one of my favorite part of the 80s rooms. Let me let the garage door up so y'all can see it. That's the garage door. Shannon had the tape and stuff on it, showing some of the 80s characters on the video games. But one of my favorite parts of this 80s room was authentic arcade games. Yep, they real folks, and I love coming in here playing them. I used to have about 2 more, but I sold them. as they get older, I kind of get rid of them and hedge my bets on getting some that are going to last for a little while, and then maybe get some more later on. I got a space right there for one more once I move my poker table, and I think it's going to be one of the ones that has like all the games in one. But yeah, the pool table was out here, and we had a little divider over there kind of hiding where the tools and all that stuff is at. And this refrigerator in the garage, I don't think I need to say much about that. You can see all the drinks for the whole house was in here, including the alcohol and stuff. Mike's Hard Lemonade, light stuff. But that's all remnants.
Oh God, it feels good. So airy.
But yeah, we had magazines laid out showing that this is the 80s room. And it's also our movie room too. So half of it is arcade for us, and the other half is movie room. And our movie collection ain't nothing to sneeze at. I'm just going to take a walk around real quick so you can see that I ain't got to lie about that. That's one side over there, and then over here. I think all told we got over 600 DVDs. We actually stopped buying them for a while because we was doing on demand. But on this big 72-inch TV, we had one of those arcade game systems that has every single retro video game in it playing on that. So we had Donkey Kong going, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Galaga, everything going on that one. But this is our 80s room. We had the popcorn machine back there. And Gordon was set up right where Lil William just ran from. He had his DJ table right there, and at a certain point during the night, we just kind of told everybody to come in here to give him some love, and he showed out for us for over an hour with techno, and it was lighting and stuff that was going on. Strobes were on and everything. There's my little cinema sign. Love my Scarface. I see Scarface everywhere, but I don't really see Sopranos around too much. But I think that's kind of a unique vintage one right there, because I don't see that one anywhere anymore. And that's our movie room sign right there. And we had some trivia around for everybody. So everywhere you looked during this party, it was something to keep your mind and everything engaged, so everybody had some fun. If you didn't like music, there was trivia. If you didn't like trivia, there was music. There was food, tons of food, so much food everybody took big bowls of stuff home with them, which is cool because we don't really eat a lot of leftovers around here. But there's the man, Bruce Lee. But that's our 80s room, folks. This is probably one of my favorite rooms right here. And we had a screen over the garage so they could have the garage up and it wasn't too loud for the neighbors and stuff. And that keeps the insects out too when the screen is up. We took it down already right now though. But so coming back out of the 80s room, we put the dog over with the boarder for the night. So, but this is Dakota's room, no particular decade. She comes out into the house and stuff, but that's her sleeping there. Everywhere you turn, there's something to keep you engaged. I love the 80s here. Posters all around. My boo did her thing. There she is.